8 years, like, yeah, if I didn't do that, then this whole world that I have right now with my son, my wife, my career, even music too, like, I owe even the things that I'm most proud with musically, I owe it to not drinking. I owe everything to that. Like, so it's so important. That's why I always
So
try to
what
just
was
tell people, like, it's okay. There's Life is so good. Like, I think people get worried about having a almost, especially in our crowd, I would say our crowd, they almost identify with that, with the bottle and that kind of like image and lifestyle, and so
hmm
it's almost kind of like, what would I even be? What, like, I mean, that's
I
just what I do, and I mean, I'm not a bad person. Like, no, no, I can't be. Like, what? But man,
I recently told somebody, because right now I'm trying to practice moderation in drinking, and when
sick.
I the first person I told about it, I was talking to the phone, and she was like, because I had mentioned that, I was like, I just, I haven't really told anybody because like I don't want to fail. And then like I feel like it's a large part of who I am. Like I feel like a lot of people, that's how they see me, and I don't,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a part of my identity. And she's like, no, it's not. She's like, that's what you think because that's how you've seen it. You've seen it
yeah.
in the way that it is a part of you, like kind of
Well,
like,
that's where you're comfortable. Like,
yeah,
that's how it. Like, that's how you find comfort, and that's where you feel like how you think you should be feeling, or like gives you, just I see that a lot in people. Like, luckily, people come up to me now at shows and stuff, and they like usually tell me about how they want to start like just doing better or whatever, or ask for tips even too. And like, I think that's like been awesome for me. Like, just obviously, hopefully, for people being like a positive kind of beacon in sometimes that kind of a world. And like, man, I think another thing people get hung up on is thinking that it's like all or nothing kind of situation. Like you
mm,
just said, you're gonna drink in moderation, and I'm like, fuck yeah, man. Like, not everyone needs to just stop drinking. Period. Like,
no,
I had to stop drinking. Period. Like, if you have a problem, like if you're not happy with your life, but you're not causing harm or like injury to someone, or on a crazy, just reckless, violent path, then like you like will start by just slowing down your drinking. But if you have a history of like fucking up, being violent, or just being dumb, breaking shit, just doing dumb shit, like, and always drinking, like, then like you gotta quit drinking. But it's not for everyone.
yeah,
And I think the biggest thing is like everyone wants to go all or nothing, and that's where you break yourself. I feel like you
yeah,
just got to go at it slow, and it might not work the first try. I think that's the thing too, is like they set these huge goals for themselves, and that's why I always preach, nah, the little ones, man, just like start with the little stuff. Unless you have a little bit of something in you where you think you can, if you're the type of person that has to put the pressure on yourself to get the results that you want, like, that's why I'm like real careful about what I try to say to like people that are looking towards recoveries, because like my path isn't the same that is going to help you. It might hurt you even worse, so I try to be real cautious of how I tell people. But the main thing I always tell them is just, you got to start at the mirror. That's the key. And then just little steps. And that's, golly, that's it, man. That's all it is. Just little
yeah.
steps, and just,
And I know personally, like I'm just talking about what I'm trying to accomplish right now. This will be like my third or fourth attempt at it,
yeah,
but
man.
also all the other times before where I wasn't doing it for good reasons, really,
Yeah.
and I wasn't doing like I wasn't. I was also doing it all or nothing. So when I did fail, all or nothing, I would just delve so far back into it because I was like, well,
Oh,
this is who
yeah.
I am.
Yeah. Like,
If I can't beat this in 3 days, then But it's like
yeah, if I
also,
couldn't fight that first big craving, then well, fuck it. On that, that's it is what it is, kind of deal. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
this is just who I am, and this is just a part of me, and it's just like taking it this time and like looking at it as a part of like just being tired of certain aspects of my life and just kind of wanting to do better things with my time and like do
Yeah,
like
man.
put that energy that I was wasting at the bars and fucking up, even if I
Yeah,
wasn't,
like
like put that into this show, put this into fucking anything else that I write, and fucking
yeah, put it
so
in
many
any
other
other
fucking
direction.
things.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm
Yeah. Like you kind of have that first question of just like people thinking about quitting drinking or first starting, or not just drinking, anything that you have a problem with that you're looking to better yourself of, and then you go, man, what the fuck did I used to do for fun? Like
yeah,
that's if you have to think that, then you have gone so far away from like who is inside of you as a person, you know,
yeah,
like, and you're probably all messed up inside because that means you don't have something that you're like passionate about, or things that hobbies that you grew up with doing all the time that you still do that bring you some amount of pleasure or allow you to decompress in some way. Like, and like when I quit drinking, it was really like a, man, what did I used to do as just like a person in this world for fun? Like, oh yeah, skateboarding, making music, just not being a fucking wasteoid. Like,
yeah.
yeah, that stuff was fun. Like, damn. And then
Like
some reason,
being someone that people can count on after a certain hour at night.
yeah. And
That's
then
probably
another,
fucking cool.
yeah, yeah. What else is cool is just waking up in the morning and just going like, ah, okay, and not like, oh fuck, and then, oh man, I think I'm gonna throw up or whatever. Like, fuck, I'm
or
late for
or
work.
like or you're like, what happened?
Yeah, yeah. Or you get
I
that. For
remember
me,
this
it was
part of the
like,
night.
yeah, like I hated the like, bro, do you remember? And I'm just like, if you're asking me if I remember, then no. And they're just like, you did this, and I was just like, oh shit. I'm glad we didn't go to jail. He's just like, yeah, that was nuts though, and it's just every day is just stupid shit. Ugh.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like actually, this is another thing that like I think coming out of COVID has been very good for me because I don't think I would have. I know, I absolutely know I would have made this decision had nothing shut down, had nothing like that. Because I've grown a lot in this time where it's been during this pandemic. I feel like I've grown a lot as an individual, and I've become okay with myself, and I love myself more than I ever have. So I
Fuck yeah,
don't
man.
think that I would ever get like without this time alone, without this like whatever the fuck dimensional shift, whatever the fuck this is supposed to be that we're living in now. Um,
We're in a blip. A blip
yeah,
is the
like
word.
I know that this this is one of the better things that's come out of that for me, and like the thought of like going to a bar is like I'm like that's I'd rather just go home and like I don't know watch TV or something,
Yeah, man.
or
Dude, that's so
write
awesome.
something or fucking
Anything, and that's what I'm saying
yeah
is like,
anything in the world is good.
don't get discouraged of being like, oh, I'm not an artist, or I don't do that. Like, it's just whatever fucking chills you out. Like, that's what you got to
Yeah,
look towards to do. Like, it can be anything. If it's a TV show that gets you to that point and you fulfilled all your thing, you know, like if you're staying up late and you're waking up, you know, late as fuck and being in a bad mood for work, then like that's like a thing you might need to scale back a little bit, but like that's your thing. Okay.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
man, you just
And
got to seek out your own happiness. It just doesn't happen, you know, like
oh yeah,
what makes you happy? Do you like reading books? It's a fucking Barnes and Noble, man. You should go there more than once a month or something. Like,
yeah. I I've been doing three things that I that have been helping me a lot, and I don't do them I need to write something for this show, which I will do, Mary. I'm outing myself that I was gonna be like I haven't been able to write, but I have. I'm just writing dialogue and like other stuff for just like I don't know nothing. I'll spend hour and a half writing this whole scene out that goes to nothing, and then I'll just go, huh, and delete.
Dang.
Just because
Well,
it's like a puzzle or something to me. I don't know.
yeah.
It's just like I'm structuring these things, and like I just like to write, and
Yeah,
I
it's
just
just like
think,
a song.
yeah, yeah. I'm just like,
Sometimes you just try a riff out and you just go, okay, all
yeah,
right, change though. Like,
yeah, and then you're just like, fuck it, and then I'll
yeah.
watch.
And then you get, yeah, yeah. You're
Yeah,
creating. That's the point. That's anything in this world that you create. That's what you do. You don't just. I always say you got to write bad songs before you can write good songs. Duh. Like,
oh man, I've written plenty of those.
yeah, exactly. Like you gotta sound like shit. So when you hear shit, you go like, nah, man, I don't think that's gonna work. Like
Yeah, yeah, because if
when you're
yeah,
writing songs, you're the only one. Like you're the only quality control. So it's like if you just think everything you write is awesome, like oh, you're fucking it. Like,
yeah. I've been like, I want to get like an acoustic guitar and like learn how to play guitar and shit.
fuck yeah,
And
man.
I was like thinking about the aspect of that, like writing those songs by myself. And I was like, damn, that would be like the first time ever that I wouldn't have anybody else. Like that
You
would just
just
like, because all
yeah.
the other times I've been down with Andy and Brian forever.
Yeah,
So
it's like you have yeah,
always
I there's a
and I never played
camaraderie. We're up
instruments.
there
Yeah,
as a crew. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's
I
us
never played
versus them tonight. Like
never played an instrument, so I was just like, all right, yeah, I like that. That's good. Brian, good drums.
yeah,
And like I'd be
dude.
like, I can write some stuff to it, but and then nobody would hear it until we recorded it. So
Damn.
yeah,
That's awesome, dude. Well, I think that'd be sick. So
all these questions I just realized are from friends of the show. Um,
better.
friend
Well,
of the show.
yeah, they can't be strangers.
Yeah, everyone that listens to this is a friend of the show. So we're all friends and family here.
Yeah.
But it's from Philip Odom.
Mm,
He said,
mm.
"Ask him to explain future you."
Ooh, future you, man. Okay, future you is this thing that I started doing like a while back. I don't know if I ever. I feel like I told them where I got the basis of it. Like not like mm, I got it from Bill and Ted because they go, "See you later, Bill and Ted," or like, "Catch you later, future us's." And I was just always thought about that future us is like, damn, what is that? And so I started with by like just doing little things like if you go to the gas like on tour, if you go to the gas station and you're gonna get like one little snack or something, like I would get two, and then I would go back and I'd have one right then, and then I would stash one, and they'd be like, "What are you doing?" I would just be like, future worm, future worm," and of course they would just be like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "All right, whatever." You know, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, show's over, we're about to hit the, hopping in that van, and I just like reach up there and pull out the ultimate snack like right above my head, and they're just like, fuck, and I'm just like, yeah, dude, future you. But then it morphed into this just whole actual life and mentality of just like, man, you got to operate with future you in fucking mind, man. Just like I said, for them years I started working out after work to put that shit, to add that shit to my day for what I have now. Like
Yeah,
years before we were even talking about having a kid, I knew in my mind, like, future me's probably going to have a kid. Let's start doing shit now. That's what future you at the end of the day, like what we've brought it to and what it's come from, just like me just hearing Bill and Ted fucking say it and then just kind of plant that seed of like, yeah, man, yeah, future me. I just think of about myself a few hours down the road and I try to do cool things for him. Like I try to get future myself happy. Like hide a little bit of something, somewhere, just the little things. Again, the little things. Like
yeah,
that's what that morphed into. But now it's just this whole mentality and like it's sick how the way that whole album ended up coming together, and just, oh man, it just fit the essence of like future you, you know, like do right by yourself, but like you got to understand, man, this life is a long game, and so like the better shit, the quicker you start doing that good shit, is like the better off future you's gonna be, you know, down the road.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely. Like
that's future you.
you gotta look out for future you.
Yeah, you got to, man. It's so important. Future you, future crew. Shout out to all the Ivy League. Shout out to everybody. Y'all know who y'all are.
God damn. Oh yeah. I think that I really like that. I've done that before personally, and but it's usually drunk me looking out for sober me.
Dude, that's in the category. It's, yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it's the same thing. It's future,
yeah,
like I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, I got 2 waters at the gas station last night because
exactly.
I knew this was gonna happen.
And like you just got to allow that shit to keep manifesting and growing until you're just like on the bigger scale of that, you know? Like that's all it was like the exact evolution of it is exactly how it goes when you start thinking about future you. It's lighthearted, small, but then at the end of it, you're like, fuck, man, I just flipped the whole fucking script for myself. Like, that's it. Damn. And that worked great for all of us, man. Because that's what we were all going through. So many life, just life, man. Like that's a lot of people always be like, man, why'd Ivy League drop off or blah blah blah. It's like, man, y'all don't even know. We just got life going on. And
Yeah.
that's all it is. But it's all good life. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
I think that we're like been out of shape, but it's just like, man, we all got shit we're doing, and like that's what you do. You can't not do shit. So,
Yeah.
but
No,
you know, every
that's
once in a while we'll form like Voltron and bang everyone over the fucking head with one practice in 5 years, and true Ivy League fashion.
true Ivy League fashion. You're the kings of Texas for a reason.
Yeah, yeah.